Hi, I'm Nick. Welcome back to I Could Do That DIY for another video. Today I'll be customizing Dolly Doll, the doll I previously made on the channel. This video is going to be a special one because it's a collab for Holiday 2025. In this collab we have Stephoodoll, Electric Bunny, HAli Crafts, Susika, and myself. For this year, I'm going to go with the same inspiration I've done for the last 2 years, Holiday Barbie. Obviously I'm into dolls, so I love Holiday Barbie. My favorite Holiday Barbie of all time has to be the 1990 Barbie, so we're going to be taking some inspiration from that, as well as a little inspiration from the 2019 Barbie with this giant bow on the sleeve. Here's some of my previous holiday honeys that I've done. Here's the 2024 and the 2023. This year I'll be using the Resi 1 resin from my previous videos in the color cream pink. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Also make sure to hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest projects. If you haven't already checked out the website, go check it out. www.thehoneydoll.com. There are a bunch of different options on the website for you to explore. You can purchase a stock honey or customize your very own. There's always new things being added to the shop, so make sure to keep an eye out. Currently, there are a bunch of items on sale, ranging from fully painted honeys to base stock honeys, so go check them out. Alright, now let's get to the project. So here's the fully strung up doll that we'll be using today. I'll just take the head off, and then subsequently accidentally drop it and chip the ear. I sanded a little to smooth that out, but the drop was completely my fault. We'll just go ahead and cover this hair up with a side part and kind of put the hair on that side. Alright, let's go ahead and start off the face. I primed the face with 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear. Now we'll just go ahead and lay out the eyes with some watercolor pencils. Then we'll go ahead and continue on the face with watercolor pencils, pastels, and acrylic paint to add some color to the face. Once I'm happy with the shape of the eye on one side, I'll do the same thing on the other side. Then I'll move on to the lip. I'm going for a lipstick look, so I'll be coloring this all in pink and then paint it over with acrylic paint later on. Then we'll move on to using some pastels to add some further color to the face. So this doll is going to have an obscene amount of blush. We're going to start with a light pink and wrap it around from the cheek all the way around to the forehead. I'll start with a light pink and add darker tones of pink as I go on. I'll be using the same pink tones for the nose blushing as well as for the eyeshadow. Once I'm happy with the amount of work I've done so far, I'll seal my work with a layer of Mr. Super Clear. Then we'll move on to the next layer. On the next layer, I'll go over my eyeliner shape with a black watercolor pencil. Then proceed to add more color and more depth to the face. On the next layer, I'll paint over the lip with a watered down pink acrylic paint. I'll do the same thing for the eyeliner once I'm happy with the amount of eyeshadow I've added. To give the face some highlight and sparkle, I'll be using some pearlized mica powder in light pink and white. Alright, that looks pretty good for the amount of color. Now let's go over the black eyeliner with the black watered down acrylic paint. To give the eyeshadow some added sparkle, I'll be adding some dragonfly glaze. I'll be using the pink gold shift color. After that, I'll move on to drawing in the lower eyelashes. I'll use a very sharp black watercolor pencil. After I do both sides, I'll use some black pastel to really give it some depth. So I somehow decided to record the very ending of when I was doing the brows and not when I was actually doing them. Here's that clip. So we don't actually get to see me working on the pastel of the brows, but I still have footage of me painting on the brows. So here's that. I'll be using different tones of light yellow and cream to make a platinum blonde eyebrow. After that, I'll add some gloss to the face. I'll be glossing the eyelid and the lip. Once I'm done glossing the face, I'll just set it aside to dry. Then I'll give her some upper eyelashes. I'll be using Kiss brand faux eyelashes in the style Shy. Once I take them off the packaging, I'll peel off all the goop and then measure them to the eye. I'll cut them the right length and then glue them on. I'll do one side and then the other side off screen. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to the wig. I've already made the wig cap off screen using some fabric and some glue. We'll be using a platinum blonde nylon weft. I'll start by gluing it on at the base and work my way up. This style, like I mentioned at the very beginning, is going to be a side part to cover up that ear. Once the wig is all glued together, it looks like this. And now we're going to go ahead and style it. I'll be giving it some outward curls with my flat iron. At first I totally forgot to wet the hair and it kinda looked bad. So we're just going to wet the hair and recurl it. I'll be doing most of this off screen because it's very involved and I get a little frustrated at points. I'll go ahead and finish this up off screen. Now we can move on to sewing. Since she's inspired by Holiday Barbie, of course she needs a gown. I'll be sewing an 8-panel mermaid gown with a giant bow on the front. The fabric I'll be using will be a hot pink taffeta. I'll start by sewing all the princess seams. I'll do the front and the back and then join them all together at the side seam and the center front. Once I sew up all the princess panels, I'll finish the top edge with the facing. I'll pin the facing and sew it, then I'll just press it to the right side. After that, I'll move on to the skirt. I'll sew the side seams of the skirt and then hem the bottom. Then I'll gather up the top edge and attach it to the bodice. Once everything is all together, we'll finish up the center back seam with a Velcro closure. After that's all in, I'll just sew up the center back skirt. Then we'll just work on the front bow. I'll start by piecing together the fabric because I really only have scraps left. Then I'll hem it, stitch it together. I'll finish up the bow and attach it to the dress off screen. And with that, the doll is complete. So here she is. Here's the finished result. Oh my god, I love how she turned out. I really love the big bow. In the end, I'm very happy with the result. I was trying to go for that 90s supermodel / Barbie vibe, and I think I achieved it. Obviously, I did a couple things off screen. I attached the bow, painted her nails, and made her some jewelry. The jewelry is just some pearl beading. It wasn't really too hard to make, and the earrings were just glued on. Oh, and I also forgot that I already had the eyes, so I just used a blue set. Overall, I think she looks really great. How do you think she turned out? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm really enjoying working on these new dolls. I hope you're enjoying seeing something different than Honey. Some variety is always fun. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a collab, so make sure to stick around to the end to see the group shot. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!